Hello guys, welcome back to Flashback Flicks. If you enjoy our recaps, don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. Have you ever wondered what our pets do when we're not home? Let's find out as we explore the fun and chaos in this recap of The Secret Life of Pets 2. The story begins with Max and Duke in Central Park, where they watch other dogs playing with their owners' kids. To Max, kids are a nightmare, and as another dog tells him, everything changes when a kid comes into the picture. Unfortunately for Max, his and Duke's owner, Katie, meets Chuck. As time passes, the two eventually get married, move into Katie's apartment, and have a kid of their own named Liam. At first, Max feels tormented by Liam. However, he starts to warm up to the boy when he is old enough to walk and talk, telling Max that he loves him. From then on, Max makes it his job to protect Liam from the dangers of the world. Meanwhile, we see the other pets in their day-to-day activities. Chloe wakes up her owner, while Snowball has now gotten used to being a pet to Molly. She dresses him up as a superhero, calling him Captain Snowball, and plays with him for a while before heading off to school. After Molly leaves, Snowball goes to the balcony, where he talks with Max. During their conversation, Snowball mentions that every child eventually goes to preschool and that Liam will be going too. Max, however, is worried about Liam's safety. Just then, Duke arrives and announces that Liam has already left. Worried that Liam might be in trouble, Max contacts Buddy, Mel, and Norman to keep an eye on him throughout the city. Norman rides through the city in a car and contacts Max, informing him that Liam has just gone for a walk. Back at home, Katie notices that Max has been stressed out as he is constantly scratching himself. As a result, Katie decides to take Max to the vet, where he gets even more stressed out by the other anxious pets. Eventually, he has a cone placed on him to keep him from scratching. Following this, the family plans a trip outside of the city to visit Chuck's uncle's farm. Before leaving, Max entrusts Gidget with taking care of his favorite toy, a squeaky ball that looks like a bee. After Max leaves with the rest of the family, Gidget falls asleep with the ball. Unfortunately, the ball slips from her grasp and bounces all over the place until it makes its way down the fire escape. It ends up in an apartment belonging to an old cat lady who lives with a lot of cats, leaving Gidget too terrified to go in. Meanwhile, Snowball and Chloe are found by a Shih Tzu named Daisy, who needs help from Captain Snowball. If you're enjoying this recap, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Share your feedback in the comments to help us improve our content. Let's get back to the video. He goes to change into his superhero outfit and is told by Daisy that while she was on an airplane with other pets, she found a scared and lonely white tiger cub named Who that belonged to the circus. After getting off the plane, she noticed that Who's owner, a cruel circus ringleader named Sergey, was mistreating him. Consequently, she wants Snowball to help her rescue Who, and Snowball is more than ready to spring into action. After arriving on the farm, Max and Duke try to get used to the new environment. However, Max is soon chased by a wild turkey until it is stopped by Chuck's uncle's sheepdog, Rooster. Rooster comes off as harsh toward Max and Duke, especially after Max drinks from his bowl. Rooster asks why the child is in a cage and tells Max to let him out so he can play. Max argues that it's not safe for Liam outside, he might hurt himself. Rooster responds that getting hurt is how children learn, if he gets hurt, he won't do it again. With that, Rooster walks away. Max and Duke aren't allowed to sleep inside, so they have to spend the night outside. Max is terrified because he's never slept outdoors before. During the night, a fox attacks him, but Rooster comes to the rescue and saves him, even pulling the cone off his head. Meanwhile, Snowball and Daisy find the circus and come across Who's cage. However, he is guarded by 4 wolves that are chained up. Daisy manages to outsmart them and get 3 of them tangled up, but one comes loose and chases after Snowball through the circus until Daisy traps the wolf on a ride. She also gets the keys to the cage and frees Who. The next morning, Sergey discovers that Who is missing, and he finds Daisy's flower that she left behind. He calls upon his wolves to bring Who back. In another part of the city, Gidget goes to Chloe for help on how to be a convincing cat to get Max's toy back. Chloe puts her through cat training, which involves landing on her feet, using a litter box, and trying to devour Sweet Pea. Gidget almost actually does eat the bird until Chloe stops her. After completing the training, Gidget goes back to the cat apartment with Norman, using fake ears and a sock to make her look like a cat. She gets in and finds Max's toy, but she awakens the big cat and is chased around by the other cats. Norman uses a laser pointer to distract the cats, and when they crowd around her, Gidget pretends to catch the laser dot and eat it. The other cats are amazed and believe that Gidget is some kind of chosen one. Simultaneously, Snowball and Daisy try to find a place for Who, so they bring him to Pops, who is looking after a bunch of puppies from around the neighborhood. Pops reluctantly agrees to keep Who at the behest of the puppies, but they bring Who back to Snowball after Who trashes the place. Therefore, Snowball then leaves Who in Max's apartment. On the farm, Max continues to stay by Liam's side, even trying to read Little Red Riding Hood to him until they get to the part where the big bad wolf eats Red and her grandma. Rooster sees how easily afraid Max is. Later, Max accidentally lets the sheep loose from their pen until Rooster sends them all back inside. However, a young lamb named Cotton is missing in the woods. Rooster makes Max join him in finding Cotton, and they find him dangling over a branch that's above a crevice. Rooster sends Max to get him free, which he does, but Max nearly falls to the bottom before Rooster pulls him up. That night, Rooster tells Max that he doesn't have to be scared of the world, and the two howl at the moon together. The next morning, Rooster leaves a gift for Max, and the family leaves the farm. Max and Duke say goodbye to Rooster, who appears to be getting a little emotional. Upon returning home, they didn't notice Who in Liam's closet as the boy sleeps. Max sleeps in Liam's room, but later that night, Snowball and Daisy come to the room. They are trying to move Who quietly, but Max wakes up and is not happy to find a tiger in his apartment. Daisy explains that they're trying to hide Who from the circus wolves. Soon, they see that the wolves are outside looking for Who. Max goes to distract the wolves, giving Snowball and Daisy a chance to take Who across the rooftop. They eventually corner Who on the rooftop, where Sergey goes to tranquilize him and take the tiger with him, along with Daisy after she tries to intervene. The pets band together to go after them and save Who and Daisy. Max and Snowball ride to the circus train that everyone is on. After getting inside, Max is chased by the wolves while Snowball goes to get Daisy while dealing with Sergey's pet monkey, Little Sergey. Max manages to get all the wolves to fall off the train, and Snowball and Daisy get Little Sergey trapped in a cannon. He gets shot out, but before Max can reach Who, he gets knocked over by Little Sergey, and they both fall off the train. Max runs to a bridge where he catches up with the train and breaks in. He, Snowball, and Daisy all attack Sergey before the conductor stops the train. They try to take Who, but Sergey pulls on his chain and holds them all at gunpoint before Gidget arrives in a car driven by the cat lady and all her cats and knocks Sergey over. The other animals hop in before heading back to the city. In the end, the cat lady ends up adopting Who, giving him a loving home where he is finally free from fear and hardship. Snowball returns to Molly, where he now embraces his new role as a pampered pet, even if it means being dressed up as a princess. He realizes that sometimes, it's okay to let go of the superhero persona and simply enjoy the life of a beloved pet. Max and Duke accompany Katie and Chuck to escort Liam to his first day of preschool. Although Katie and Chuck are both emotional, trying to hold back tears as they say goodbye to their little boy, Max stands tall with a newfound sense of confidence. He's no longer the overprotective and anxious dog he once was. Watching Liam wave goodbye and walk into school, Max understands that part of loving someone means allowing them the freedom to explore the world, even if it means taking a few risks along the way. As Liam turns to give his two dogs one last smile, Max knows that he has prepared him for this moment. He has learned to trust in the boy's ability to face challenges, just as Rooster taught him to face his own fears. With Liam entering a new chapter of his life, Max and Duke embrace their roles as the supportive protectors, now with a greater understanding of what it truly means to care for someone. If you enjoyed this recap, be sure to like, subscribe to Flashback Flicks, and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for joining us, and keep the adventure alive.